Hi everyone, it's Anon here, and welcome to today's video. I know it's not been that long since we've had a speed build, but like I said in the last video, these are just they're just easier for me to put out, especially because I've been so busy, and that's also why I wanted to make another speed build here because I am actually going to be busy until this Sunday. I will have no time on my hands. So I wanted to put this out so that I could come back and post another video, hopefully on Sunday when I get back to what regular life, I guess. Um, but here we are actually in Mount Komorabi, and I think that's how you pronounce that. But we're here in Mount Komorabi, and because I wanted the snow, going in, I did kind of plan this out. My little notes say this is a wintry, cottagey thing, a building, house. What am I saying? I knew I wanted some browns, maybe some greens. I wanted a really rustic feeling because I was going for a cottage. Um, I knew I wanted somewhat of a garden, but if I'm being honest, I got kind of lazy when I went to work on the outside of the house doing the exterior, or not the exterior, I'm doing that right now, but the garden, landscaping. That's what I was looking for. Um, but yeah, I wanted a nice little family to live in this house. Um, it was actually um entirely based off of a house that I saw this morning um on one of the little social on one of the social medias that I have. I actually saw a house um, that looks exactly like this because I based it off of that one. It's actually like freshly for rent, a few miles north of where I'm at right now. But um, but yeah, it's actually the picture that I was going off of had blue, yeah, I would say it was blue, um, like roof lining, and I really did want to use that, but I wasn't crazy about it. I thought it looked kind of too out there for the game anyway. In real life, it looks great, but for the game, it just kind of looked weird to me. Yeah, but and you'll also notice that right at the beginning of this video, I started out having the shell like built because I literally built the shell and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is looking good." And then I like backed out of the game to like pause the recording because I was going to get up and go do something, and I wasn't recording. So, I literally built the entire shell of the house and I wasn't recording. I got so angry. I was so mad. Oh, okay. I'm over it. But I did build this shell. I really like it. I really like how it turned out. It's definitely something that I don't normally do, but at the end of the day, it turned out really good, I think. I hope you agree. It's kind of a strange. I gotta admit, it is kind of strange. Like I said, it's kind of outside of my norm. Like look at that angle from the side. Anyway, it is kind of strange, but I think it really does make for a good dynamic floor plan. Um, no, most of the time I build a house and it looks just kind of basic, but you see from the inside we have all of these kind of bump outs and corners and everything, and it really does give me something to work with a bit more to make it interesting. So I was really proud of this. Um, I tried to, I, going back, I did try to use the blue lining, roof lining, but I just couldn't make it work. I really didn't like how it looked in the game. I am reading notes right now, by the way. um, Yada 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 yada. Um, as I was going through, I put like plants on the front porch, and as I was going through that, I was like really looking at the build catalog, and we have a lot of weird plants. We have weird, we have a lot of weird potted plants in this game, that look really fake and not in a good way. Like I understand that people have fake plants, and okay, good, okay, I'm fine with that, but in the game, it just kind of looks bad. Um, going on the inside, I wanted rustic, and so that's exactly what I went for. I used those wooden floors from Cottage Living. I used somewhat older appliances, like I'm putting this old stove in. Um, and I wanted to use the wallpaper. I love how that wallpaper looks, by the way. I love the color of it. I actually ended up changing it to like more of a blue tone instead of the green tone. I feel like there was like a bit too much green going on. I don't know, but then on the other hand, you can look at it and say, "Oh, well, now you have too much blue going on, whatever." Um, I didn't know what I was going to do with that little, like I said, that little bump out that is supposed to be the chimney. I didn't know what I was going to do with that, so I mean, I put a bar area there. I honestly think it looks good. I think it makes sense right there. Otherwise, I was like, what else am I going to put there? So I like how that turned out. Um, and here in a minute, I start really going in and fully kind of starting the decorating process. I kind of started with the kitchen, obviously, just to make sure that the layout was going to work and make sense and that it was going to be functional. And, to see if I could actually put a kitchen there. And I did. And so I kind of really start going in with the decorating process, my decorating process anyway, when I hit the foyer. So this is exactly what I'm doing right now. I kind of have this staple that I go for when I do foyers. I like to use the Seasons umbrella stand thing. I like the coat rack and then the little shoe rack thing, especially because it's functional now. I think that is so cool that you can have your Sims take their shoes off. Like I do that all the time. And then I decided I wanted to have pets in this house. Um, yeah, so this build obviously is not base game. I just did a base game build, but yeah, not base game. But I did decide I wanted some pets in here, and I went with a dog and a cat. Um, I typically go for like a dog only house or like a two cat only house. Cats only, dogs only, whatever. Um, but this time I went for a cat and a dog, and you'll notice that it is fairly decorated. I gotta say, it is fairly detailed with all the clutter. I gotta say, I really like clutter. Not in real life, but especially, but for The Sims 4, I love clutter. I really do. And more like some of the more recent packs that they've been releasing has had a lot of decently good clutter. Like nearly all of the clutter that I have in the kitchen is from um, the Cottage Living pack, and I just really like that pack, I gotta say. Uh, Going in, I am decorating this. I don't normally put the oven in the middle. You know what? Looking back, I could have totally put the sink in the island, but I don't know. I kind of like how it looks right there. I don't know. I do that sometimes. You'll notice, but I mean, I don't think I've done it in any of my videos, but I have done it in, in the past. Um, going into this house, I really wasn't sure because, like I said, I wanted to be rustic. I wanted it to be like, I don't know, just uh, cottagey. I don't know. I'm trying to find a word, but I can't find it. Anyway, but then I was like, but I kind of wanted to bring some color in here, and then I was just putting some of the furniture down, and I was like, oh, but this looks really good. So I just kind of went with what I went with. um, there's that little technique again, taking up the slots so you can alt place better. Again, I said this in my last video. It is a total game changer. It really does make your alt placing a lot easier. Now I'm just choosing some curtains to go with. I normally just choose those curtains. I really don't have a problem with them. I think it looks pretty good. And there's the shorter curtains obviously go with the longer curtains. So that's always a plus. You never know what The Sims 4. Some things you're like, oh, there's totally like another piece that matches this, and there's completely just not. And then other times you're like, oh, there's no way that this matches this, and it does. So, it's whatever though. It's whatever. I do love The Sims 4 though. Oh, speaking of all of that, the infants are coming on March 14th. How do we feel about that? I am super excited. I have written it down on in all of my planners that I have. I have like three planners. Don't call me crazy. I have written it down in there. I am so 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 excited for this. I am so looking forward to this. Like I can't even express that enough. Um, so happy that we are finally getting some kind of a differentiation between um it's like because the babies now are literally just an object that your sim interacts with. Um, and it's not fun, it's not been fun. And I understand that the Sims team, like they're obviously like are very busy and they have a lot to do, and they can only do so much and release so much. But nevertheless, I am extremely pleased. At least we are getting it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very much looking forward to that, and I'm posting this on February 1st, and tomorrow is everybody has speculated that we are going to get an expansion pack trailer, and I'm so looking forward to that. I'm so excited. Another expansion pack, by the way, like already. I feel like High School Years just came out. Am I the only one that feels that way? Yeah, I feel like I feel like High School Years has just come out. Um, so I was honestly pretty surprised when they were kind of when they said that there was going to be. I think they're going to be. Well, am I wrong? I might be wrong by the on this, but like two expansion packs. Don't quote me on that. Um, I was really surprised to hear that. I'm surprised, but I am definitely not disappointed. I am going to totally be happy with that. I'm going to totally be fine with that. But yeah, so lots are happening in the Sims community. Lots of good things. Hopefully, I don't want to be disappointed, but the Sims team does have kind of a track record. So with kind of making having these big plans and then it just kind of falling flat. But I gotta say, I haven't been really disappointed with The Sims. I personally, I mean, some things yes, but mostly no. Um, but I do hear lots of different opinions. Uh, but yeah, like I said, lots happening, lots to look forward to. Hopping back into the build, I have already decorated the living room, the dining room. I really like how the dining room turned out. It is kind of cramped in there, but I think it looks good. That pear and the pears and the apple painting right there, pictures that I just took away. I literally saw a little Simsy do that once, like use the two together like that, and I have never stopped doing that. Obviously I wanted to do it in this build, but I thought that parenthood like chore chart thing right there that keeps track of uh curfew. I thought that would work a lot better there, especially because it's a functional item. So and then there's like a sunroom that is downstairs that you saw. Uh, I wanted to make that more of like a skill building area. So and there's like I know like music. Well, I guess music can be a skill building item because you can have your Sims dance. But there's like a record player, and I also put a mic stand with some instruments, and I put a soccer ball and a football down there too. Just something because like I imagine the Sims coming in from outside and they just like kind of put it in the corner or whatever, which is totally fine, totally realistic, totally realistic. But yeah, I really like how that turned out. I tried to put a bookcase down there, but it didn't really fit because I loved how that the new chair that came with the high school years expansion pack, the I don't really know what to call it. It's like an I don't know, it's like an I've heard people call it like an egg chair. I could totally be wrong by that. But I really like how it looked in the space. So I said, okay, I can just fit a bookshelf, a bookcase literally somewhere else in this build, and I ended up doing that. Moving upstairs, I had to cut out, I'm sure you saw that cut earlier, but I had to cut out a lot of me figuring out the floor plan because, oh my gosh, I could not figure out this floor plan to save my life. But I ended up getting something down, so this is going to be the primary bedroom. And I went with this yellow kind of theme going on in here because I've never actually used that swatch on that bed. Came with the Cottage Living expansion pack, of course. And something else I don't really use often are those wall sconces, and I really like how they turned out. I thought they kind of really fit in the space very well, and they added a lot to the space. Um, I gotta say, I wasn't really loving how plain the wall with the door turned out to be. I just couldn't figure out what to put there. I mean, obviously there wasn't like a room for a dresser to go against the wall, and I was like, well, maybe I'll put a TV up, and I didn't love how that was going to like look so off-centered. And here I am trying to work that bookcase in that I just mentioned. But And then I was like, oh my gosh, you know what I didn't put in here? A desk. And I will say, I've said it many times before, and I will say it again. I am a firm believer that your Sims need a computer to play the Sims game. Um, yeah. So I think I added, yes, I did add a desk in the hallway because I couldn't fit it in the bedroom. Which is no big deal. I just kind of shuffled things around, and it worked out pretty well, I gotta say. Um, I gotta say a lot of things, I guess. Um, so yeah, I'm just putting in a desk with a computer. I'm fixing to move into the primary ensuite bathroom. I think. I think so. Um, I'm looking at my notes right now. Is this normal? Do people normally do that? I I know I'm not like the best builder in the Sims 4 game, community, but I do like most of the stuff that I build, and I hope you feel the same way, because otherwise, I mean, what are you doing here? I mean, I guess you could always just judge me and then go on your go about your life again. But yeah, I really do like. I would say I like probably 85 to 90% of the stuff that I build. I totally just love, and the other like um 10%, 15%, I'm just kind of like, well, we're just going to ignore that I ever even tried to play The Sims 4. We're going to ignore that I even turned on the computer, and we'll just move on with our lives. But I hope you feel the same way. I hope you do like some of the stuff that I build, and I hope you stick around to see the more stuff that I build. And please also bear with me. Have found that I suck at making voiceovers. I I think I just talk too fast or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm like not thinking enough about my words. I definitely like stutter a bit and trip up on my words. I don't know what it is. I'm not like nervous sitting here. It's whatever though. Moving on to this bathroom. I loved how this bathroom turned out. I thought it was so cute because I decided to put a feminine child in this house, and so I went with that little cat swatch. I love that little cat swatch on the new bathroom stuff. That is so stinking cute. Um, I did a lot of shuffling and moving things around in this. This is the feminine child room, and I don't know. I like how it turned out. I liked that I incorporated the flowers and stuff because, like I said, I wanted it to be more of like a earthy, you know, type of house, and I thought it worked out pretty good. I tried to tie all the colors together. I went for this kind of yellow scheme in here, and ultimately, yes, I liked how it turned out. While I was making this, I actually literally just finished making this house, and now I've edited it, like I've cut it down and everything, and now I'm doing a voiceover. So I literally just finished building this house, and the entire time I was listening to, uh, what is it called? Crime Junkies. Um, they have a YouTube, but they don't have a lot of videos on it. But I was listening to it on YouTube. Um, really, really interesting stuff. I do like to listen to true crime. Um, and so I haven't really found a true crime podcast that I have really like meshed well with that I enjoy listening to until I found Crime Junkies. And so like if you are like me and you haven't found a good podcast to listen to, um, listen to Crime Junkies for sure. A lot of interesting stuff. They have a lot of stuff to listen to. I'm like in 2020 on Spotify that I listen when I listen to them on Spotify. I'm still in 2020, and obviously it's been 3 years later, and they still have stuff that they're putting out. So it's a lot to listen to if if you're like on a really long road trip or something. Definitely check them out. Or if you're making a Sims build, you know, always that's always an option. Um, go, Hopping back into the build, I put the toddler room in here. I have a masculine toddler, and I really like how that turned out. I love the dinosaur picture to tie in the wallpaper. And I went with like a red and blue in there. So here I am hopping outside now, and like I said from the beginning, I kind of got lazy on the landscaping and like the backyard decorations. Um, Toward the end of this whole thing, like I built for 2 hours and 45 minutes, I think, is how long I recorded. Um, yeah, I built like straight out 2 hours and 45 minutes. I haven't left this chair since I started building this thing. And yeah, so I was kind of getting a bit tired, burnt out from staring at the screen. Um, but it's whatever. So here's the backyard. I put a big tree down there, and I am actually not sure how this is going to look without the snow. So, well, I mean, it's whatever. I'll fix it if it looks horrible without the snow. Um, that's one thing that's kind of annoying about the snow is that you can't see like under it. Obviously, like I just tried to do the terrain paint and I couldn't see where I was going, but it got down and I think it looks pretty good. Even though it's kind of like you can tell that I got kind of lazy with it. Even though it's kind of barren out there, it does look pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. Um, and I think I actually don't know where we're at in the build. Oh, yes, we are actually about to finish. We're wrapping up here. So, um, like I said, I wanted to make it a wintry cottage, and I didn't actually add winter items, so I went back in and added them for the screenshots. But here are the screenshots, and um, I guess I can start thanking you for watching until the end of the video. Um, I really do appreciate it. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing. Click the bell to see what and when I post. And I am trying to slow down because there are a couple more screenshots until I get to my socials. But as you can see on that little pop up right there, my socials are @AnonSims_4 on Instagram and Twitter. And I will catch you all in the next video. Bye!